Coffee?
No, okay, thanks. You can go home. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
We were having a sleepover. Beth, Angela and I. My parents were out of town and we were having a few drinks. Just a couple glasses of wine. And we were telling ghost stories before bed, and Angela, she told us about Mr. Stitch. She said we had to swear to keep our secret. And when we did, we had to say Mr. Stitch's vow. We settled down to bed, but about 2 in the morning I woke up. We were all in my room, but the hall light was on and it was coming through a crack in the door. And I saw them, and Angela, she was gasping and crying, and Beth, she was covered in blood, and her mouth.
And that's when I knew this was unlike any case I've ever worked on, or any case to come. Angela, I'm Detective Mike Vaughan. I want to know more about what happened at the sleepover, so can you walk me through what you saw when you woke up?
I don't remember much.
That implies that you remember something. What was it?
Do you know the legend of Mr. Stitch?
No? Who's that?
Long ago, when two people wanted to make sure that a secret or promise would be kept, they made a pact over sewing needle and thread. Once they shared their secret, or swore their promise, they would recite this poem. The secret promise I swear to keep, shared in trust and buried deep. Cross my heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. If I should tell a living soul, may Mr. Stitch come take his toll. And while I lie asleep in bed, seal my lips with sewing thread. After reciting the poem, the two would bury the needle and thread in a graveyard. If either of the people broke their vow or told the secret, Mr. Stitch would pay them a visit at night. With needle and thread in his hand, he would creep into their bedrooms, sew their mouths shut while they slept. If the victims awoke, Mr. Stitch would sew their eyes shut to keep them from seeing him.
Did you and the other girls recite the poem at the sleepover? Beth told me that you were talking about the boys you liked. I'm guessing you each swore an oath of secrecy. Did Beth break the promise? Did you break the oath?
No! But I saw him! That's why he hurt me.
Who did you see, Angela? What did you think?
I saw his face. I'll never be able to forget it. Those cruel eyes squinting at me, that evil smile, that thick black strands of thread dangling from the curved needle in his hand.
Who did you see?
Mr. Stitch.
The man from your story. Really? Okay, so how did he get into your house?
He came out of our nightmares. He crept beside her, climbed on top of her. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stop him.
Okay, Angela, that's enough for today. I'll come back and see you again later when you've calmed down.
From the doctors, the results of blood tests on the two girls. No hallucinogenic drugs in their systems, just alcohol. Are you making any progress, or are you just making origami with all this paper?
Very funny, McCarthy. To answer your question, I can't seem to find a link here. Do you remember that Mr. Stitch that Angela told us about? I can't seem to figure out who he is. What about you? You interview the families?
I did indeed. Beth's mother, Miss Davis, had some very interesting information for me. Angela's parents died in a car crash when she was 8, leaving her in the custody of her uncle. Now, according to Miss Davis, her uncle was a serious drug addict. He died of a morphine overdose last year. But that's not the worst of it. Angela's uncle was molesting her. Maybe he made up the story of Mr. Stitch in order to scare her into keeping the molestation a secret. But if Beth knows...
Angela told Beth that she was afraid Mr. Stitch would come and punish her. But that still doesn't tell us who Mr. Stitch is, because if we're going by the logic that's her uncle, then he'd have to be alive for him to have done this to these girls.
Come on, Mike. I think this is a bit too much for you just now. Go home, get some rest, and come back to it tomorrow. All right?
Yeah. Hello, Angela. How are you today?
Okay. Well, let me go home tomorrow. It's hard for me to see, but I'm getting bored lying in bed. I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to hear the nightmares.
Beth's not very good at keeping secrets, is she?
What has she said?
Nothing. She hasn't said anything.
What do you know?
Angela, how long was your uncle molesting you?
What are you talking about?
Come on, Angela, you can tell me. I'm a detective. This could help me figure out who did this to you.
I told you, it was Mr. Stitch. I saw him.
Where did you see him?
In Carrie's house. He was staring right at me, in the hall at the bottom of the stairs. She shouldn't have told you.
Angela. Don't worry, Angela, we'll find someone to help you.